Now, I deal a lot with documentaries, so I'm always trimming stuff from interviews and making sound bites tighter. And one of my favorite shortcuts is the trim head to playhead and trim tail to playhead shortcuts. Let's just look at it in action. So let's say I hit play here.
Yep, dead.
And that's all well and good, but let's say I want to get rid of this last line of dialogue right here. Now I could grab this and drag it like that manually, or I could simply head to my keyboard, and as the playhead gets to right here, let's say, which is where I want to cut the rest of this out, you simply hit Option and right bracket, and that will trim the tail to the playhead. Let's go Command Z to undo that. Now let's say I wanted to do the opposite, and I wanted to keep just this line right here, but get rid of the first two lines. Well, I would then hit play, and instead of now hitting Option right bracket, I would now hit Option left bracket. And what that does is it trims the head of the clip to the tail head. So as you can see, this is a really great way where, as you're going through in real time even, imagine these were documentary clips. I want to get rid of all this space over here, and then that at the end there. So it's a pretty cool way to just trim things as you go along, basically. Now let's take a look at another keyboard shortcut, Extend Edit, which is somewhat similar to the previous two shortcuts we just went over. Go ahead and hit Shift Z just to expand the timeline view so we have more space here to look at. And we can enter the trim mode either by clicking and selecting one of these edits here, or hitting your T on the shortcut for your trim mode shortcut, and using the bracket keys over here on your keyboard to select either the left, right clip, or both clips to essentially create roll edits. Now, Shift X is going to be the shortcut here that we're going to be utilizing. And as you can see here, if we go to the left of this edit and hit Shift X, it will roll the edit point back to there. If we go forward to the edit over here and hit Shift X, it will do the very same. Now, if we hit our left bracket key and select just the left clip, go over here to the right and hit Shift X, it doesn't do a roll edit like it did when you had both clips selected, but rather it does a extend edit, and it will ripple everything else back. I'll go ahead and hit Command Z to undo that, and select the same side again, but now go to before the edit point and hit Shift X, and you'll see it ripples everything. Personally, I like to use the Option left bracket, Option right bracket for the trim tail and head to playhead options much more than I ever use the extend edit. Freeze frames. All right, so let's say I wanted to make a freeze frame. I'm going to turn skimming off. Hit S. It was annoying me. So hit S to turn off skimming if it's on, or leave it on if you want to. But if I want to create a freeze frame right here of this moment in the timeline, I literally just hit Option F, and it creates a freeze frame. It was difficult to see it because we were zoomed in too much. So hit Command Z to undo that. We'll do it again so we have the wider view here. You just hit Option F, and it has inserted a freeze frame into the timeline. Now the size of this freeze frame, the default of it, will be determined up here in Preferences. In Still Image Duration, we have it up at 4 seconds right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn that down. That'll also determine how long still frames are when they get dropped into your timeline from the browser or whatnot. So now if we hit Command Z to undo that, and we'll do Option F one last time for a freeze frame, you'll see now we have a 1 second long freeze frame since we changed the preferences up over here. Now if you were in the browser and you wanted to create a freeze frame, let's say of this moment, and bring it into the timeline, you would hit the same keyboard shortcut, Option F, but this time, instead of being inserted into the edit, it is attached to the edit as a connected clip at the point in the timeline where your playhead was. Backwards timing. So oftentimes in your editing, you know what the end of the shot's going to be, but you don't quite know where it's going to time out in the beginning. So instead of editing it from the beginning to the end, you do what's called backwards timing, or a backwards timed edit. And this is fairly simple in Final Cut Pro. You're basically just going to use the Shift key as a modifier to achieve this. For instance, we all know that if we were to go up over here, set your eye, set your out point, let's say we wanted to attach this to this storyline over here, starting right here. We would hit the Q key, and it would insert edit that right here on top as a connected clip. Now, let's say instead of inserting it there, we wanted to backwards time it. In other words, the end of this clip, we want it to start here rather than the beginning. Go ahead and delete that. Set the playhead back where it was before. Select your selection. And now simply hit Shift Q. And as you see, rather than placing the clip moving forwards from the beginning, it has placed the clip moving backwards from the end. You can also do this with your overwrite function. If you were to go over here and hit D, as you can see, that is overwritten the clips underneath it. But let's say I wanted to overwrite backwards, you simply hit Shift D, and boom, you are backwards timed, overwriting the clips in reverse. But as you see, backwards timing is a really great way to insert shots not from the beginning, but from the end backwards.